Hello again, you people of the internet. So a few weeks ago, I showed you this, which is Total Firey Island Book 12, which was called Bowling 2. But that means that today, I'm going to show you the next book in the series, which is Total Firey Island 13. And this one is titled Stack 1. And that's already hinting to me that this is just the first book in a multi-book contest about stacking something. And this was written October 2008, and that means that this little Firey on the cover with his concerned little face is a vintage Firey. So cute, so aesthetic. Okay, aesthetic is not an adjective. So I'm sorry, grammar police, I messed up. Anyway, let's dive into it. All the scans are on the Google Drive linked in the description, and this is the first scan, which is the cover that you already saw. So, Total Firey Island 13, Stack 1, and this little swoosh that kind of looks like the Nike logo, but it's not because it's got like a flat edge here. It's on every cover. But these scans are like 4,000 pixels across, so you really can see every pore on Firey's face. Firey doesn't actually have pores, by the way, but I like to think he does because that would be funny. Anyway, this is the first actual page of Total Firey Island 13, and as we're reading it, I want to just let you guys know that we have a special guest today. How do I get rid of this open with at the top? It's kind of blocking the screen. Okay. The special guest is the announcer. Take it away, announcer speaker box.
Make a stack of building blocks. It must go straight up. Every time I say a number, add a block. The last stack standing wins. Okay, 1.
Wow, it was lovely hearing from you, speaker box. You do a much better job at voicing yourself than I do. Okay, so that just helps it feel a little more realistic and kind of reminds you what the vibe of the announcer is. But anyway, he explained the competition, and the remaining 5 contestants of Total Firey Island are getting started. We have Ice Cube, Snowball, Coiny, Bubble, and Pencil. And Coiny says, "Fireless!" because, Firey got eliminated a few books ago. And what I think is really cool is that, one, I put a lot of detail into drawing these cubes on the first page. Some of them clearly have, 8 vertices, 12 edges, and 6 faces, so I was caring a lot. But the second thing is that I drew Ice Cube, who is the last surviving armless character. I was showing how, with only legs, you can still make a stack. I cared about the kind of physical ramifications of that. And it looks like Bubble and Pencil are kind of just frozen in time, so I don't know what their deal is. Anyway, let's move on to the second page. So, okay, announcer, it's time for you to come back.
Make a stack of
Okay, don't say the same thing again. Go over here.
2, 3, 4. Ice Cube is out.
Oh no! So yeah, we have 2, and Ice Cube has a concentrating face. Every time a cartoon character sticks out their thumb upward, it means they're hungry. And every time they stick it downward, it means they're concentrating. Or maybe got that the other way around. But she's like that. So she's thinking, which is kind of weird. But like I said, you can see her kind of using her leg to prop up the third cube. I was really thinking about how would a armless person do this? But by the 4th one, she just couldn't make it happen. I think that's fair because these blocks are not very large, so there's not much room for them to kind of land on each other. So, Ice Cube, you did a good job, but you're the first one out. And with that, there's only one surviving yelling beaver. I think it's Snowball. And then there's 3 murderer trout left, which is Bubble, Pencil, and Coiny. Okay, next we have this line. Announcer, take it away again. Not that.
8. Coiny's stack is not straight up. Disqualified.
Ooh. Yeah, so I guess that explains it. See, Coiny is not following the rules. Why is he putting his 8th block on the right at the bottom? Something is up with Coiny's brain. But then we get ding, murderer trout down to 2 survivors. So it's 1 versus 2. It's getting pretty down to the wire even after just 2 pages of competing. Okay. Let's try not to spoil it. I'm not going to edit this video because I just want to get it out quickly. So hopefully I don't accidentally spoil things. But anyway, let's keep playing it.
9.
And then Bubble says, "That Coiny!" or "Thoit Coinoi!" Then later, I just wanted to cut forward in time. Also, why is the L like bubble text and then the A is like computer text? It's just the font switches too much. That is very confusing. Oh, look at this. Cooperation. Look, they're like holding each other up. So I guess 13 cubes later, we have this.
22, 23, 40.
Oh, no, stop playing. Oh, announcer went ahead. Okay, so... okay, this is kind of interesting. So, Pencil's holding Bubble up to build Bubble's tower. Then they jump down and run over to Pencil's tower, where Bubble holds Pencil up to help Pencil's tower. So they're like doing 2 jobs at once. 23, and you can see the other tower in the background. Okay, next page. Okay, I guess it's already you already see the text, so you already know what happens. Whatever. Okay. Snowball's doing this all by himself, by the way, so you can see he's just jumping up and throwing it, which is incredible aim to get that last block to land on top, but he makes it work. Okay, so he says later, and then the announcer says...
Bubble's out.
Oh, shoot, that spoiled everything. Thanks a lot, speaker.
47.
That's what he says. He says 47. And then Bubble says, Hoif! And then Pencil's like, Coiny, we might need your height now. I mean, that's kind of a ironic thing to say, because Coiny is probably the shortest surviving contestant right now. Like, he is smaller than both of you, but I guess it's true that if you were to stack all 3 characters, that would be better than just 2 of them. And then, bam! Okay, look at this close-up. This is showing, like, the physics simulator enthusiast in me. The last cube hits the side of the second to last cube, and that's why the collision happens. The crashing down. If they had just hit, like, top to bottom, this crashing wouldn't have happened. This is like what the stock market is doing right now, by the way. So let's listen to the announcer say his thing.
Bubble's out.
It's true. And then, you may not have noticed this if I hadn't pointed it out, but okay, Bubble comes crashing to the ground with like a smack line, which is kind of crazy because I think if Bubble hit the ground that hard, she would pop. But what's this? This block coming in from the side. That's new. That's like not expected. And why is that? Because Coiny, Snowball, I guess, threw another block to crash the second tower. Oh, crash Pencil stack. And I didn't even draw her stack falling to the ground because, oh my god, because I was lazy. So I just wrote crash, and you're just supposed to know that Pencil's stack didn't survive. Okay, so then the announcer says,
Pencil is out. The Yelling Beavers win.
And yeah, Snowball won the competition. I guess we kind of expected that because, I don't know, Snowball had the least trouble. And then it turns out that, we might have been wondering, why has Coiny not been building his stack straight up? But it's because he was using his blocks to build this mural design drawing thing that looks like Firey being cancelled. And I even tried to like accentuate the cancelledness by having these diagonal lines going across the whole thing. But I feel like if you just look at this shape, 1, it doesn't look like a cancel symbol of Firey. We need more resolution, right? Because these are just shapes. But 2, so these black parts are like empty gaps between the blocks. How are some of these staying up? Like this block right here, it literally has nothing underneath it. It should just be falling to the ground. And this one too, especially, like this one 100% has nothing below it. How is it hovering? Unless he used glue, which I guess is possible, but I think that's against the rules. So I think Coiny is up to some wizardry. Anyway, that means the Murderer Trout are up for elimination. The Yelling Beavers, Snowball, and Ice Cube survived, and then it's down to Coiny, Pencil, and Bubble to choose one of the 3 of them to eliminate. And then that's why the announcer says,
The Yelling Beavers win. One you'd like on Murderer Trout.
And so it's up to them to vote amongst themselves. Who do they decide should take the boot? Let's find out on the next page. Coiny has 2 full-page panels. Wow, look at all this like resolution. I don't know who. No, he's like, I don't know who. I guess I'd have to say Bubble. What a jerk. Again, Michael voices Coiny, so I can't do the best impression. But then it says to be continued, and that's literally it. That's the end of the book. See, here's the back cover where, yeah, it just says the date again. So I feel like I really could have fit the stacking competition into one book because I could have fit these 2 panels into the upper left corner and then had the rest of the voting fill it out. But for whatever reason, I wanted to show you like all of this, like a huge Coiny face. This is like absurdly big. And you can see his pointing finger doing like this thing. Like he's doing this. Like, I don't know what I think that's what he's doing here. But you can see that originally I was having him frowning, which is why you can see his thicker line here. And then I tried to cover it up with him smiling to kind of give him a more oblivious, lost in the clouds emotion, because he's still just riding the high of Firey being out. So that's Total Firey Island 13 all over. But one other thing I want to point out, which I'm kind of a little sad about, is that every scan of Total Firey Island and everything I've scanned in the last year or so has this little purple dot. Why is it lagging? Okay, it has this little purple dot near the center. And that's because I think it's actually a little piece of purple plastic, or maybe an eraser or something, like a eraser shaving that's stuck to my scanner in that exact location. So, you know, the scanner is going to pick that up on every single scan because like it's between the camera at the bottom and the document. So here it is on the back cover. Here it is on the previous page, and here it is on the previous page before that. And I'm going to try to wash it off before I do the next Total Firey Island scan, but I really don't want to redo, you know, over 100 scans across all these different documents. So I'm just going to live and let be, right? Like, if you really want this gone, I think you can just digitally remove it. On this one, it feels like you can actually see like 3 dimensions because there's like a shadow behind it. But I'm just a little disappointed because it kind of is a stain on everything I've scanned thus far. Luckily, though, it's so small that it doesn't really cover up anything of high detail. So I guess we could like double check, like Total Firey Island, let's do 4, just a random other one, and do spread 2. There it is. See? Well, here it appears like, yeah, it looks purple again, but a darker purple. And yeah, I just wanted to let you know that that's not actually a drawing on the page. So if I were to actually open up to a page in Total Firey Island 13, you don't see any purple speck anywhere. Like, yeah. Okay. Oh well. Okay. Thank you for watching Total Firey Island 13. Bye, everyone!